più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando.
I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I love this bike. It's a 2011 Multistrada 1200S in touring fashion. And I'm going through every item in the service schedule for 24,000 kilometres, 6 years. So basically all the stuff that you should have done at the very major service. One of them is changing the brake fluid. So I'm going to break that into two. I'm going to do the rear brake first and the front brake second. Now, one of the issues is these are renowned for having an absolutely rubbish rear brake. It's great at first, but very, very soon turns into something that's hardly usable. The worst I've known it is I actually was trying to do a hill start and the bike started rolling back while I had the rear brake on. The issue seems to be that the brake pipework all runs very near to the exhaust, so it gets over hot and it gets cooked. What I'm planning to do is to use racing fluid to prevent that happening, and I am actually following the service schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the caliper off, whip the top off, bleed it through, put the new fluid in, and we'll see how it works out. One of the problems with bleeding the back brake on a Multistrada is the bleed nipple is actually at the bottom here. So what you actually need to do is to disconnect the connector for the rear wheel speed sensor, undo the two mounting screws, pull this down, unscrew one of the retainers on the other side and pull this through the wheel so that it's actually hanging upwards on the other side. You'll see what I mean in a minute. First thing to do though is let's just slacken off the bleed nipple. We're doing it on the bike will make it a lot easier than trying to do it when you've got a loose caliper. So let's just take the little rubber cap off, and I think it should be an 11, and it is. So let's get on there. That's it. We don't need to do any more than that. We don't want to let any out, but we need to know it's moving. Next, let's give this a bit of a scrape out and a bit of a clean. So just a tidge of a brake cleaner. Yeah. Just to... There we go. It's a 6mm, I think. Should be able to get that in. Just won't go in at that angle, not to worry. Let's have a go at this one first. Is that at a better angle? No. Oh, yeah. So, that one's loosened. And I'll have to get something else for that. Now, this one here, which is the, what's it? Now, is that a nut? Or is it a 4mm? And it does not look like that's right. So let me just see. It definitely looks like a nut. So let's see if we can get on there. That's an 8. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It's a nut. So everything's loosened off there, so I can undo it. Right, that's the screw for the speed sensor, and that came out no problem. I managed to undo this one. I'll just take that all the way out, and then I'll get something else for there. Shorter one. Hope I can do it in my hand. Yeah, no problem. Take that out. Let's give it a little bit of a wiggle. Is it going to come off? Yes, it is. I'll leave that there now. Go around the other side because that's where I'm doing the rest of it. And the cable retainer on this side, it's a 5mm. It's a bit of a easy and awkward position, but there we go, no problem. Bring that through as well, just so it's not going to get tangled anywhere else. Old bootlace, handy grab handle. I think if I put it like that, and a nice bow, so I can undo it again. Basically, take the top off there, connect my US Pro vacuum pump to the bleed nipple, like that. Give it a vacuum, make sure that's the right way around, open that up, watch that to see how it goes down, top that up, keep on doing it until you see clean fluid coming through. Make sure you take the diaphragm as well, without dripping everywhere. Don't need to go mad, about 10 psi, maybe a bit more. Before you start bleeding, push back. I've used a screwdriver to just edge them back, the pads, and then you need to put something in between here so that they can clamp on it without closing all the way or the pistons coming out. It's important to do this before you actually start the bleeding, because otherwise the likelihood is this will just start pushing out and out and out, so you don't want that. An old brake pad or something is usually good, but I'm going to use a 7mm Allen key, and I'm going to put a bit of tape on it so that it doesn't just flip out. You're not going to put massive amount of pressure on here, but you do want to keep them apart. I'm using RBF660 brake fluid. It's a more expensive one, but it's not that expensive. The next one up from this is about 4 times the price, so I'm going to give this a go first. So I'll just top this up and then continue to bleed it through. Initially, I just opened it and let it pull it through, so I was pumping the pedal. But as you saw, at the end, what I did was the traditional way of pump, 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 open, close, pump, 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 open, close, just to make sure that you're not drawing a bit of air back from the actual threads around here. So I'm quite confident now that I've got new fluid all the way through. You might not be able to see it, but you can see, although you can see bubbles now, you could see clearer fluid coming through here. So what I'm going to do next, I just pop the top back on that, put the caliper back on and put it all back together. I'll give you the torque settings for that as I do it. Then make sure the brakes are actually fastening, actually going on, and then top that up as a final thing. Before putting it all back together, it does make sense to give it a bit of a clean down with some brake cleaner, and how far you take that is up to you. And then with a bit of water, because remember, brake fluid, although it's not as corrosive as it used to be, can be a problem. So just make sure all the brake fluid's got a bit of water on it and it's been washed off. I'll just get a tissue and wipe that all off, and then I'll push it through. just push them back a little bit so that they should go through okay. So we've got that. I must remember to tell you a little bit that's important about the speed sensor. I'll tell you that when it's on the other side. So it will go through, and it did. So having pushed back the shoes, this should go onto there fairly easily. And what I would strongly recommend is that you do use a bit of copper grease, so that when you come to do this again, you will find it that tidgy bit easier. Now these screws are M8s. Don't get confused that it's a 6mm Allen head. The actual shaft and everything is an M8, and you need to make sure you take that into account when you come to torque it. Let's get the other one. Like I said, a bit of copper grease goes a long way. So these are M8s, and they torque to 25 Newton meters. And there's a special comment that says it's a safety critical component, and you need to be within plus or minus 5% of the Newton meters on that. So you need to bear that in mind. Now the next thing of interest is, with the speed sensor, what I didn't mention when I took it off is that you will find there are some spacers. And this is to make it so that the speed sensor is exactly the right distance from the reluctor ring. So you want to make sure you do keep hold of them, and you do put them back on. There could be 2, there could be 3. There's 3 in this case. Yeah, there might be more, but don't lose them. And do check that your reluctor ring is actually free when you've got this tightened up. Now this one is that where I thought it was going to be an Allen, but it wasn't. So before I do anything more with these, I'm going to go and put that other thing in on the other side. Oh, what I might do is I'll put my little cap back on as well. So this little catch-all is a M6, and these torque up to 5 Newton meters. And if you try it on your torque wrench, you'll find that 5 Newton meters is probably about that much. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give it that much, and I think that'll be fine. So the mountain ones, M8s, 25 Newton meters. That's that one. A bit awkward to get in, but you can do. And this has got to go to 8 Newton meters. Now with this sprocket, I can't get the socket through, but I can get the rest through. So if I do it that way, and 8 is next to nothing, so 8 Newton meters. 25 Newton meters, 25 Newton meters, 8 Newton meters. I've put the cap back on, I've tightened up that. Everything's done there. The clip on the other side is in, and 5 Newton meters. All I need to do now, make sure that thing's not catching on the reluctor ring. I've got the spacers right, so that's okay. Go around the other side and let's pump up the brake and top up the reservoir. So I'll just pump it up a couple of times, see what happens. That definitely feels better now than it did. Now looking at the reservoir, I can see I'm about 4 or 5 mil below the max level, so I'll just whip the top off and top that up. That should do it. Put the diaphragm back on, hopefully it doesn't any spill out. But I will give the bike a swill over in this area just to make sure there's no brake fluid that's going to be causing me problems in the future. Just on finger tight, that's great. I'll keep my eye on that. If the level starts to appear down here, I'll know I didn't tighten up that bleed nipple enough. In reality, it's a 30-minute job. I may have made it look like hard work, but what I will do is I will put a link in the description to the Motul 660 brake fluid that I'm using. the US Pro pump that I use for the vacuum bleeding, and the wonderful Teng Tools torque wrench, which I wouldn't be without. It's only got a range of 5 to 25 Newton meters, but for things on bikes, it's fantastic. It already feels better with just to my fingers. I'm going to go out and give it a ride. However, typically it's gone dull and started spitting, and there are some absolutely demon black clouds coming over, so that ride might be tomorrow. I hope you found this useful, and as I've said, I'm going through all of the service items in the maintenance for 24,000 miles, 24,000 kilometres, let's get Italian there, and 5 years. So I'm going to get on to the Desmo very soon. So why not subscribe and follow along? If you've got one of these and you love it as much as I do, why not give it the care and attention that I'm giving this one?
Notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci sei tuo giro d'amor.